If you ever take a road trip through the American West, you'll eventually pull over at a dusty roadside gas station like this one. Inside, you're almost certain to find a creature that shouldn't exist. A large jackrabbit with the sprawling, pointed antlers of a deer. This visual gag started in Douglas, Wyoming in the early 1930s. Two brothers, Douglas and Ralph Herrick, returned from a hunting trip and tossed a dead jackrabbit on the floor of their taxidermy shop. When it slid to a stop next to a pair of deer antlers, they saw the potential for a joke. They grafted the antlers onto the rabbit's head and sold the mount to a local hotel for $10. It was an instant hit, leading the brothers to mass-produce the plaques and sell tens of thousands of them to tourist traps across the country. Within a few years, the jackalope became a staple of American kitsch, a masterclass in fabricating a legend for $10 a head. As the mounted heads appeared on walls across the West, locals began inventing wild behavioral traits to prank unsuspecting tourists. Legend claimed these rabbits were highly intelligent and could perfectly mimic the human voice. Cowboys told stories of sitting around campfires at night, hearing the jackalopes out in the brush, harmonizing and singing the choruses of trail songs back to them. To catch one, Folklore suggested leaving out a bowl of whiskey. Since the creature was supposedly too fast for a horse or a dog, hunters had to wait for the rabbit to get intoxicated before they could simply scoop it into a sack. While these stories were absurd, they took root because many people in the region had already seen something they couldn't explain. Long before the Herrick brothers created their first taxidermy mount, hunters and farmers had spent centuries reporting sightings of genuine horned rabbits running wild in the hills. In 1933, the mystery moved from the campfire to the laboratory. Dr. Richard Shope, an American virologist, decided to investigate these reports by securing an afflicted animal for study. He received a specimen from a hunter and began an autopsy to determine the source of the protrusions. Shope discovered that the horns were not made of bone or antler. They were massive, dense, calcified tumors growing directly out of the rabbit's face. These tumors were the result of a highly contagious infection Shope identified as a papilloma virus. The legendary jackalope was actually a sick animal suffering from a progressive and often terminal disease. The virus binds to skin cells, forcing them to overproduce keratin, the protein in fingernails. These grow into hard black keratin carcinomas. Concentrated on the head, the tumors lengthen and twist, mimicking wooden horns. As they expand, they block the mouth entirely, leading to starvation. The horns of the jackalope are the visible markers of a lethal, infectious cancer. Shope's study of these rabbits provided a breakthrough that shifted the course of 20th century medicine. By isolating the virus to infect healthy rabbits, Shope proved for the first time that a virus could trigger malignant tumors in mammals. This provided the evidence that cancer wasn't always a genetic accident or a result of environmental wear and tear. It could be an infectious process. This established the framework for searching for similar infectious agents in human cancers. For the next 50 years, the Shope papillomavirus served as the primary model for studying how viruses rewrite cellular DNA. This work eventually allowed scientists to identify human papillomaviruses that followed the same biological path to drive cancer in people. That research led directly to the development of the HPV vaccine. This vaccine now prevents the viral infections that lead to cervical and other cancers, saving thousands of human lives every year. The taxidermy head in the dusty gas station is a prank, but the biological mystery it represents ended up being the key to one of our most effective tools against cancer. Behind the American campfire joke lay a life-saving scientific truth.